What if the end wasn't the last word? You're listening to episode 63 of the What If South is Up podcast, a world-building show where the D20 gives us a prompt and we try to sound like we've got a plan.
Spoiler, we don't. But we do know how to wing it like... We don't know how to talk, but we do know how to wing it like an author. I'm
Frankly,
Christina
my
X.
dear,
Tina.
I don't give a damn. You went real southern. That was weird.
Oh, you did or I did?
You did.
Oh, well, I'm Christina X. Tina LaFave.
Okay, let's just hit that line from the top, please.
Okay.
For the sake of this southern boy's sanity.
Okay. Spoiler, we don't. We do know how to wing it like an author. I'm Christina X. Tina LaFave.
And I'm Derrick Hall. So, Stina, what are you drinking today and what's been going on in your real world?
Today, I'm drinking a sweet tundra martini made with honeysuckle vodka. I wish. It's not really honeysuckle, but I wish it was. And what's going on in my real world? Well, I had a really interesting card reading last night. You want to hear about it?
Sure.
So, as you know, I'm trying to transition to Albuquerque, and it seems like it's taken me just as long to do that as it is to write this book. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
trying to transition to Albuquerque, and I'm looking for a job. So somebody said, "Hey, I'm going to do a not really tarot, but a tarot reading on you. What's your question?" I said, I need you to tell me what my job, how to get a job, what my job is." And so she shuffled and she pulls it out. And it's all about, ready for this? It's all about, you don't need a job. You just need to finish that damn book.
Oh.
It- I mean, one of the cards pulled was literally a book. One of the cards pulled was a whip. Work in progress. It said WHIP, but it's whip. It's work in process. Work in progress.
Oh,
was-
Lord.
It was uncanny. I just can't believe it.
So you need
So-
someone to crack the whip over your head and make you write a book.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I
you
can do
can't do
that.
that. No, you can't. No, you can't. You're too far away.
Bet.
Bet. Any case, I do have a plan, but doesn't matter. I just found it so bizarre. I can't get it out of my head. It's like the universe is telling me you don't need to look for a job. You don't need a job. You have a job. We've given you this opportunity. Why aren't you doing something about it? So, anyways, that's what's going on in my world. What about you?
Well, I'm drinking, I don't know, beer, ale, Tears of the Divines, whatever you want to call it. It's a summer shandy. It's a lemon beer, and it is delicious. But real life has been crazy. Lots of stuff going on. Still trying to get the kid adjusted to school, get me adjusted to the kid being in school, and getting a lot of work done. I took a week off after I finished book 3.
Woohoo! Look at you
Yeah,
go.
it's done. Started editing that today. Got through 10 chapters of that.
Holy cow.
Yeah, well, I spent all day on it. But got through a chunk of that, and it's growing, not shrinking. This is not good. It was already 180K. But anyhow. So yep, I'm working on that. Working on the new YouTube channel, doing all the history stuff. So just staying busy.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, nothing dramatic, just staying busy. All right. What's a breakthrough or breakdown have you had recently in your writing or world building?
Well, I recently had a breakthrough, more like an epiphany. I was out walking.
Fancy.
Yeah, fancy. Wordsmithing there. I was walking Wolfie, and out of the blue, it hit me. It hit me like, wow, why didn't I get this before? There's a total difference between goal, motivation, and conflict, and goal, conflict, and outcome. Now, this is to all my plotters out there who have not actually figured this out like I haven't yet. So when you're writing in scenes and you've plotted it out and you have your scenes, you want the scenes to be able to move the story forward.
Mhm.
Goal Motivation conflict is when you are using character arc or character development to move the story forward. So, what is the person's goal? What is their motivation for this goal? And what is gonna stop them from achieving this goal? Okay? That's all about the character. It's in the it's the internalized thing that's going on. Goal, conflict, outcome is when you're trying to move the story forward using plot. So,
Mhm.
what is the character's goal? Okay. What's stopping from that goal and what's the outcome of that so that you can move the story forward? I don't it seems subtle, the differences, and it for years now, I've kinda conflated the 2, but once once that epiphany hit, once it was like, "Oh my gosh, how come I didn't actually see that these are 2 different things and they have 2 different they're 2 different devices."
Mhm. No, they seem very simple and very similar, but they're really not.
They're not. They're not at all.
No, not even close.
Yeah. So
Yep.
and here's another mistake that, because I conflated the 2, I'm trying to make both of them happen in a scene, right?
Mm.
Okay? And then I get confused, and then I get frustrated. So, you either move the story forward using the character's development, character arc, and you focus on that internalization, or you use a tool to help you get through a plot. You don't have to have both. That being said, if you're gonna use the plot method, the goal, conflict, outcome to move your plot forward, you still have to understand why this matters to the character, and you have to put that in
Mhm.
the scene.
Well, I was gonna say, you can use both, but not in the same scene.
Um, you can't you, m
I mean,
for a
it
plotter
can be done.
sure, it can be done,
It
but
just
I'm
makes
gonna
things way more difficult.
makes things more difficult. I also s if you're going to plot, if you're a plotter and you wanna plot, I would say choose one. And if you get to a scene that doesn't work, you can try to see if the other one will work for you. But choose one to simplify your process.
Mhm.
And then once you understand that rule, you can break it. But that is my big breakthrough.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. What about
Sounds
you?
like you
Anything?
stumbled on something there.
Luckily not in Wolfie.
I figured out that endings are hard. Really,
Aw.
really, really hard, especially final endings. So, like I mentioned, I did the thing. I finished book 3. It's the last in the trilogy, and hot damn, that was tough.
Aw.
And not necessarily even from a technical side of things. And it wasn't that I didn't want to finish the book. It's just that pulling it all together and seeing the ending and having it build the emotional impact and all of that that I wanted it to have, because we've been at this for, oh Lord, half a million words now,
Wow.
give or take, for the series. Um, that's a lot of investment for anybody to put into anything, and more so for me because I made it. But getting that to actually come to the end correctly was difficult technically, yes, but it was also emotionally really heavy. So, um,
Well,
I
I
don't
think
really.
at least with that, I think is like you have to say goodbye.
Mhm.
You have to say goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's tricky. It was definitely tricky. Like, I like where it ended. I like where the characters are and are going and things like that, because to me, at least, it's a living world. It doesn't end when the credits roll, as it were.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, everybody's on their path and things are going and it's fine, and but this story is over. And that was just really tough to get through. And I don't really know what the takeaway from that is, other than to say that we as writers can do hard things and you just have to keep plugging away at it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. If it
Yep.
wasn't
So,
hard, everybody would do it.
yeah, I'm eager for someone other than me to read it, but you also need the rest of the book in order for it to make sense. So, I'm gonna have to wait for my betas.
I hope to
Yeah.
be beta-ing by the end of the year, maybe. We'll see.
Well, mine go out the 1st of October, so might be a little late for that one. But all right, let's see. What world have you been exploring, and what did it show you about your own?
So, the movie was made in 2000, and probably many people know it, and I know you do, Derek. I
Mm-hmm.
watched Finding Forrester with Sean Connery.
So
Um,
good.
it was so beautiful. It was so good. So the dialogue was wonderful. Um, but it's just basically, there's nothing basic about this movie. It was a beautiful example of how to write a friendship,
Yes.
and that's it. I mean, I'm writing a friendship in my book, and I worry about, am I gonna make this seem as important as it is to the story? Am I going to be able to, find these moments?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it was really interesting to look at it. I'll have to rewatch it with that lens, because the first time I watched it, I just found it so beautiful. But,
Oh yeah.
processing afterwards, I'm like, okay, this is all about friendship. And there's some underlying themes, but
You know.
oh my gosh, what an absolutely beautiful movie.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But on my end, I haven't really been watching a whole lot of things. I've been working on a new YouTube channel that I started that largely revolves around history and learning new things. So I've been sinking most of my media time into research and work for that. And it's led me down a happy little history rabbit hole, which we all know I love those.
Absolutely.
But I did watch a thing for a recent episode. It was a documentary called Azorian, The Raising of K129. And that was research for an episode that just came out. But um, yeah, it was actually a really well done documentary.
What
A
what
lot of the
what
history documentaries are, they feel very flat, almost like a textbook. This one wasn't. It was actually really good. So
what is K129?
K129 is a Soviet submarine that exploded and sank in the Pacific in 1968.
Oh,
It was full of nukes at the time, and the CIA decided that they needed to go pull the wreckage off the bottom of the ocean. But they didn't want anybody to know about it, so they got in touch with Howard Hughes and built this giant deception around it, and a special boat that had a crane on it that could reach down and grab a submarine and pull it up without anyone seeing it. They had a cover story and media campaigns and all sorts of crazy stuff. But yeah, it's a really interesting thing that happened. Um,
hmm.
yeah. So
No, sounds very interesting.
it is, if you like that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you like that sort of thing.
I'm deep in my dad phase at this point. It's all smoked meats and history. So
And dad jokes.
yes, absolutely. But all right, our D20 gave us a number 16, which led to this question. Are you ready?
Yes,
Are you sure?
pretty much.
Okay, good enough. What if the dead could rise for one day every 100 years and interact with the living?
What if the dead could rise for one day every 100 years and interact with the living? Huh. So, are we gonna place it, if I place this in the real world, Earth, right? The dead rise every 100 years, and nobody they know is alive.
Right. That's a thing.
So why would they interact with the living?
Why not? Looking at 100 years, what's that? Double greats, triple great grandkids?
Well, of every
Generation?
Janet, thank you, that's the word. used to be 22 years. I don't know how many it is anymore.
So 100 years would be 5 generations, give or take.
I got 15 to 30 years, so it's 3 to
Okay.
5 generations. Yep.
Hmm.
So so these people are coming back, right?
Mhm.
Every 100 years. And is it 100? What if it's 100 years on their death date? Or every single living thing comes back on the same, or every person comes back on the same
I
day?
see it kind of like a delayed Dia de los Muertos sort of thing.
Right, but that would be every dead person on the same day come alive.
Mhm. Yeah, we'll just overpopulate the earth for 24 hours, it's fine. Some redneck in Texas think it's the zombie apocalypse.
I mean, can you imagine if it was on your death anniversary every 100 years and you wake up as 100 years later, you don't know how or why you died, and you don't know anyone around, and the world, as much as it changes in 100 years, how different it would look.
Yeah,
And
that's
what
valid.
I mean, what would you do? Why so you wake up and you go, and where do you wake up? Do you wake up in your grave, or do you wake up where you died, or do you get to decide? Is it like a waiting line? You got a ticket, and your ticket comes up and it says, "Okay, where do you wanna come alive for a day?" And you get to choose.
I mean, at that point, it's a vacation, right? You
Yeah,
go wherever the heck you wanna go and do whatever the heck you wanna do, go see the Eiffel Tower or whatever.
or it's a day in hell if they have to come back to Earth.
Or the other way around.
I mean, do they have a task they have to complete?
And you have to
Huh.
check in with your afterlife parole officer, like,
Oh, I like that, the afterlife parole officer, that's awesome.
okay, so this is giving me, the same kind of vibe as that movie, oh, what was it? R.I.P.D. with, Ryan Reynolds and I think it was Jeff Bridges? Yeah, Jeff Bridges, Ryan Reynolds, Kevin Bacon, bunch of names. Mm, but the basic premise is that undead are escaping, and so they find dead cops and send them back in order to capture the undead and send them back to the afterlife. Um, it's not a good movie, but it's fun. It's a fun ride, but it is not a good
Yeah.
movie.
So, the idea that it gave me when you said about the parole officer thing is every 100 years, someone who's dead has to come back to Earth to prove that what they did for the last 100 years in their other realm, was they achieved enough that they could go back, and if it was determined they weren't a good enough afterlife person, now they're stuck going back to Earth as a baby. So,
Write that
their
story, Xtina.
the punishment is Earth.
The punishment is Earth. That's great. What does that say about all of us? Uh, no, I kind of my brain went a little bit like Hellboy, Van Helsing, Blade, like dark comic book sort of territory,
Right?
where like you get to come back and do whatever you want, but you have to get to a certain place and check in with your PO at some point during that 24 hours
So,
for some reason or something happens. Like I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know either, but
spitballing, but
one thing that can't happen is that day cannot be used for vengeance
mhm.
because everybody they knew is dead, right? So there's
Yeah,
no way to get vengeance on them dying. So what if they were murdered? Big deal.
but
They have
if
to
it's
live with it.
100 years, 200 years, 300 years in the future,
Mhm.
maybe medicine has advanced to a point where maybe those people aren't dead. Maybe they brought Walt Disney back from his freezer in the basement of Cinderella's castle. You don't know.
Which raises an interesting question. If your head is frozen to save it in case they can heal you, right, or bring you back to life, do
Mhm.
you still come back every 100 years?
I don't see why not.
Because you're technically not dead, you're frozen. Huh.
But you're also dead.
Dead? I don't know, that's an interesting concept. How do you
Now
get
you're
through that
giving me
loophole?
Futurama head in a jar vibes.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. Or Wednesday with Christopher Lloyd's head in a jar. Have you seen
Oh
the Wednesday
gosh.
season 2?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yes.
not really my vibe.
It is. I don't like season 2. I loved season 1, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see it going a
Anyways,
few different ways.
yep,
Hey, I get this one out to the world and I'll have time to work on stuff, so who knows, maybe I'll write it.
there you go. Write that sucker.
Yeah, we'll see. It could be fun.
I don't know. I don't. There's so many ways to take it. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, you can take it a lot of different ways.
you could take it right. And if we're talking about Earth, it's going to be totally different than in your world or in mine, right?
Okay. Well, like in my world, the average life expectancy for an elf is about 130. So there's a chance that your, grandkids or whatever could be alive in 100
Right.
years. You could see your family. Or if you died young enough, you could see, your brother or sister or whatever, your best
Mm,
friend, that sort of thing. So, yeah,
right.
like it could go a lot of different ways and it really just depends on the world.
So it is a really interesting premise, and this would be a really good what's the word you use to get people kicked off, thinking about writing, like in for a
Prompt?
story, a prompt would be a great prompt for like a writing class or something,
It
or
would
like a
be.
bunch of short stories.
It would be. But that's the
Yeah.
whole point of these, right?
The whole point of these is to make you think about audience, listen to me. The whole point of this is to make you think about your world. It's also about how to think about how you are a storyteller, right? And
Mhm.
those are the two big things. We're trying to help you with your world, and we're trying to help you become a better storyteller.
Oh, pardon me. It's about learning how to look at an idea and think it through and turn it into something else, whether that be in your main project or a side project or an assignment for school or a screenplay or a comic book or whatever. They're all stories.
It's about bringing back your childhood imagination.
Exactly.
There you go.
Well, that was fun.
That was fun. If you have a what if question you would like us to show on or talk about on the show, we are always interested in those types of submissions. If you want to be a guest, we're interested in you as well. Go ahead and send it to whysouthisup@gmail.com.
Yeah. You're always welcome to come on the show and argue with us about random things that don't matter.
Or you send us an email about how we got it wrong. We would love that.
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
I would love to read someone's email and say, "Oh, so and so thinks we got it wrong." I would
I'd
love
love to
that.
see a comment. Any
Yeah,
comment.
any comment. Good, which you can do on our Facebook page.
Yes. We have one of those. Please
We
use
have
it.
one of those. Please use it. Um, if you want to contact either one of us, I gave you the email address, or if you want to contact one or not the other or whatever, our socials are linked in our show notes.
Yes, sirree. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening. Stay curious and trust yourself to always wing it like an author. We will catch you next time on What If South is Up.
Well, next time. Next time.